Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning. Nice to have you on, and we love you dearly. And let's see if we can say hello to some of our friends before we get started here this morning. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you. And, okay. Who's on numero uno this morning? Andrea, Niagara Falls. And Lucille, right at the top. And let's see, who's in that number 3 spot? Lisa, how are you? Brahim, how is you, my friend? Patricia from Florida, good morning. Maria from Ottawa. Sandy from Fergus Falls, Minnesota. Rosalinda, dear friend from Niagara Falls. Lorraine from British Columbia. Fran, how are you, Fran? Orangeville. Kevin, there he is, the mayor. Wendy's on with us from Markham. Brahim says he would number 1. Dennis. Georgie, Halifax, Nova Scotia. Debbie. Coburg, how are you? And we love you guys. Marlene, how is you? And Janice from Brampton. Janice is often right at the top too. Sharon, Kansas. Cheryl from Mississauga. Hi, Judy. Newfoundland. Janine, how are you? Lori from Alberta. Good morning. Yvonne. Petawawa. Hi, Daphne. In Hamilton. How are you? Cheryl, West Virginia. Frida. Devlin. Nativity. Good morning. Heather, Miramichi. Sylvia, Mississippi. And Sherry. See? Sherry, not Mississippi, Mississauga too. Hi, Holly. How are you? Chaz, there you are. Yolande. Bonjour, Milika. Stouffville, Judy, Mitchell, Deb from Timmins, Francis from Vaughan. Good morning, guys. Brahim saying hi to Kev. Kristen, Saskatchewan. Laurie from Cambridge. And Ellen, how are you? From Moncton, New Brunswick. Denise from Oakville. And Mary. Snow falling there. Oh, where are you, Mary? Danny. Leela. I know where you're from, Leela. You're from Verner. And Yvette Shediak, Nouveau-Brunswick. Karen. Cold water, and I bet you it's cold. Carol. Wasaga Beach. Yep, water's cold. I guarantee it. Dave. Muskoka. Lucy. How are you? Nellie. How you doing? Sandy. Vancouver, Washington. Donna. Belle Heward. And let's see. Dave, there you are. From Cardiff. Okay, let's get going. Cheryl is from Lighthouse Cove. And Cecilia. And Norma. I hate to miss anyone, guys, because you're part of my family. Patricia's in the cloud. Another Patricia. Where are you from? Patricia from Pulaski, Tennessee. April? Sandy? Kathy, keep the snow, Mary. Kathy saying, yeah, don't bring it our way. We've had enough. Bruno. Okay, guys. Okay. I'm going to give you a case history here, and then we're going to break this down a little bit, just because I saw this a lot in my office, okay? I saw this a lot in my clinic days and on blood pressure. So let's just do a little unpacking this morning on this, okay? Patient comes in. And they're on blood pressure medication, okay? And they started off, they've been on them for quite a while, and they get, because of their blood pressure medication, they get swelling in their legs, usually around their ankles, and they get swelling. The doctor tests them, and they're low in potassium. Because we talked about potassium yesterday. This is what brought this up in my mind. And I answered this on Q&A. The vast majority of times that I've ever seen low potassium, it wasn't because people weren't eating potassium. It was because they were on medication, especially high blood pressure medication. Then they're put on a diuretic. So they're often on 2 blood pressure medications. The diuretic causes low potassium. And I remember how many patients, they get low potassium, they start getting muscle cramps, and they can't, they're told not to have any salt because they got high blood pressure. So they eat a salt-free diet. And so now they have, and then they get stomach problems because low potassium often causes nausea and that. Then they're put on, and I'm not kidding you, they're put on a PPI, a proton pump inhibitor. And now they got a lot of other issues. They get low magnesium. I mean, PPIs, guys, okay, proton, that's for acid. But you get stomach nausea. Oh, you got acid reflux. We're going to put you on the PPIs. And before you know it, they're on 4 or 5 medications, including a PPI, which long-term, Alzheimer's, bone problems, especially in the jaw and hips, because you're not absorbing your calcium because you're on a PPI. You might be eating the calcium in cheese and eggs, meat, but you're not absorbing it properly because your acid is being suppressed in your stomach. Anyway, then they don't feel good. I'm not kidding you. I'm telling you about this, not only one patient, I saw it several times. Then they're put on SSRIs because they don't feel good. They're depressed. Now they're on another medication. I don't know, guys, how many times I saw this in my office. Like I said, you're taking about 7 medications that you don't need. It's crazy. Anyway, let me get into high blood pressure just for a minute, okay? Because I want to do a little bit of a dive into high blood pressure. Not that we haven't done it in the past, but it's so common. We got to talk about it again and again and again. The main cause of high blood pressure is not salt. You know, when I talk about what cardiologists got wrong, this is one of them. And God love your cardiologist. If you have a heart attack, God love your cardiologist. But when it comes to how your body operates, guys, they're so specialized that it's almost like they never look at anything holistically because they're specialized on the heart. Oh, you got plaque and we got to reduce your blood pressure. And it's meds, and they put you on statins. They tell you in your diet, don't eat salt. It's not salt that's hurting your heart. It's not salt that causes your blood pressure. It's not salt. It's sugar. And guys, here's the only time salt will bother you. If you're not drinking water. You're like planet Earth, guys. Planet Earth is what? 75, just about 75% water, right? Look at the planet behind me there. You guys like that? My map on the wall? I love it. Anyway. Planet Earth is 75% water, just about, right? But so is your body. Your body is 75% water. Your brain, 75% water. The rest is fat, or it should be. 2, your heart is water. Your heart is in 70-something% water. Your muscles. See these puppies right here? 80% water. But when you don't drink enough water, and you know what the sweet spot is, I teach this all the time, you need 64 ounces or 2 liters. Some need more, but nobody needs less of water. And unfortunately, guys, you don't have a little light on top of your head to tell you you're dehydrated. People walk, I'm saying this generally 80% of the pop. If you're on any medication, you better be drinking water, man, because that'll dehydrate you. I used to test that in my office. I said, your blood is thick as molasses. You're not drinking enough water. Oh, Doc, I don't like water. And there's no taste to it. You know, I heard that a million times. I said, get over it. You'll thank me later. Don't you think it was fun coming into my office? I had fun all day. I said, you'll thank me later. Start drinking water, the amount I tell you, every day for 3 weeks, and you'll never stop the rest of your life after that. You'll never stop. You'll form a habit, and when you form a habit of drinking water, then you will realize how dehydrated you were. Okay? So salt isn't the problem, guys. Salt only becomes a problem if you're not drinking enough water. Half of, you know what I said, you got like your brain is almost 75% water? Half of that is salt water. You think your body don't need salt? It does. Now, I don't like table salt, and I don't like all the salt that's put in the in fast foods, because it's not even salt. It's stripped. That's stripped, what we call stripped salt. It's stripped of its nutrients. Real salt is so good for you. That's why I recommend you add it to your drink. Drink water, add a little touch, add a pinch of salt to it. Anywho. Okay? Anywho. But it's interesting. So let me break down high blood pressure. 1. It's sugar. Now, when you have a condition, metabolic syndrome, I know, I talk about it all the time. 93% have metabolic syndrome. Hopefully, you're in the 7% that don't. Metabolic syndrome is characterized by, what's the root of it? Insulin resistance. Our body was never made to live on sugars and anything that turns into sugar in nanoseconds. Your body wasn't made for that. It's the wrong fuel. So, sugar and insulin resistance, because you get to a point where your cells at the cellular level, they resist insulin. They're sick of it. It's always coming around. But sugar, if people eat crappy carbs, and sugar molecules holding hands like bread and pasta and cereals and rice. And they're just sugar molecules holding hands. It's going to be sugar in a nanosecond. So insulin has to come to your blood vessels and go, come here, out. You can't park there. You can't park in the bloodstream. You guys all know this, right? What happens when your insulin resistance? It affects the blood vessels in the kidneys. Remember what I told you. Your body knows that sugar is toxic. Your body knows it. When I say you, I don't mean you. Because my audience, we know this. But the world out there, they don't know this. Okay? Sugar is so toxic that your body, God gave you a pancreas. Why? Why do you have a pancreas? It's dedicated. It's dedicated to getting sugar out of your bloodstream because it's a no parking zone. Why? It destroys blood vessels. That's what happened at the kidney level. And when the kidneys get damaged and you don't know it, People don't know it because, this is a process and they don't know it. Their blood pressure starts going up. And the doctor, again, like I said, puts them on meds. It makes it. Look, I don't want you to have high blood pressure. I really don't. But the meds, it's just a Band-Aid. It doesn't fix the problem. The kidneys, number one, kidneys. You know what happens? When insulin resistance comes, the blood vessels are damaged. You don't even know it. The little capillaries there. Your body, you know what it does? It retains salt. And your blood pressure goes up. Okay? Your blood pressure goes up. And as your body retains salt in the blood vessels, they start all around your body getting stiffer. Your blood vessels stiffen up. And they lose their elasticity. Your blood pressure goes up. Your blood pressure goes up. It wasn't caused by salt. It was caused by sugar. And like I said, when I say sugar, guys, I mean sugar molecules too. Do you know what I mean by that? Okay, it's not just straight sugar. Although I'm going to bring that in a minute. I'll bring that in because that's another factor, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, so number one reason, what's the number one reason for high blood pressure? Is it salt? Nope, it's sugar. And that causes insulin resistance. And insulin resistance affects your kidneys, the blood flow that affects your blood pressure. And it's amazing. It's amazing how many tens of thousands of patients over the years, I said, okay, I didn't even take them off their meds to start. I didn't. I said, you got to eat, right? Do you eat? Oh, yeah, I eat, doc. Yeah. I said, now we're going to eat my way. Okay? 30 days, you're going to have no sugar. Got the memo? No sugar, 30 days. And it's not easy. Anything that turns to sugar rapidly too. Nope, 30 days. Because you're in trouble now. You got high blood pressure. You're in doo-doo. And meds, they have a shelf life. And they're causing all sorts of side effects and damage. And we got to do it another way. But I didn't even take them off. I would never do that. I never started with taking them off their medication. I said, we're going to implement, you're going to drink water, blood flow, water, okay? Because that's a big reason for your high blood pressure. You're dehydrated. You got 60,000 miles of blood vessels, and your heart's working a lot harder than it should because you're dehydrated. So you're going to take vitamin W. And orange juice isn't water. Do you hear me? Well, I like watermelon, Doc. Yeah, I know, but that's not drinking water. I'm not saying you can't have it. But it's not drinking water. Anyway, okay. So, kidneys. Because we're going to start with that. Because water helps your kidneys too. Niagara Falls. Okay? All you folks from Niagara Falls. Okay? Janice and Rosalinda and others. And Anne, she's close. She's in St. Catharines. You flush the kidneys. Water. Okay? Cut out the sugar. Okay, let's do this right now. Okay. So, insulin resistance caused by eating too many carbohydrates. Okay? Sugars and sugar molecules breaking down very rapidly. You need too much insulin. Your cells get tired of seeing insulin. They resist it. And that causes a cascade of problems in the kidneys. Okay? Now, let me bring something else in. I'm going to bring inflammation in. Okay? Inflammation. Inflammation, left unchecked. Okay? So you punch me in the arm. You punch me. Well, you're going to have I'm going to have more blood coming. The ambulance of your body sends in a whole pile of cytokines and enzymes and extra healing factors and more blood and everything because you punched me. So it's an inflammatory thing. The ambulance, but it's normal. You punched me. It's a healing thing, except if that inflammation don't go away. Okay? We used to call it inflammation without a fever. If you get a fever, that's because your body is sending the ambulance in. And it's good for you because it's bringing all these healing things, except that, a lot of people try and reduce fever. I used to tell my patients, get your fever up because it helps to kill a virus or a bacteria. I know they want to get it down, but I want you to get your fever up. But temporarily, because otherwise, so when inflammation, so let's say you got leaky gut. Well, that creates inflammation. But I want to talk about two things that create a lot of inflammation in your body that affects your blood vessels. High fructose corn syrup, toxic. Your body doesn't know what it is. Your body doesn't know what high fructose corn syrup is. It's foreign to your body. It's man-made. It sounds good, high fructose corn syrup. It sounds wonderful. Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, you name it. They all use it. It's cheap. It's addictive. It's terrible stuff. Okay? So high fructose corn syrup, your body doesn't know what it is. So you know what it does? It creates an inflammatory response to that. You don't even know it because nobody knows about this in a way because they don't talk about it. So you got sugar that affects your kidneys, and that creates inflammation. And then you have sugar, the bad ones, like high fructose corn syrup especially, that creates inflammation on its own because your body doesn't know what it is. It's a foreign object. And then you add bad oil, PUFAs, polyunsaturated fatty acids, PUFAs, that are found in everything from pretzels to crackers to potato chips it's the oil they cook them in. You go get French fries, what do they cook those things in? What kind of oil? Oil that belongs in your car, not in your body, because your body don't know what it is. It really doesn't. It says, what is this? God didn't make it. Man made it. And we're smart because it's polyunsaturated. See, saturated fat is fat. It'll elevate your cholesterol. It's bad fat. Saturated fat ain't bad fat. It's satisfied fat. Polyunsaturated fatty acids. Ooh, that's bad fat. Why? Your body doesn't know what it is. So it responds by creating inflammation. And inflammation left unchecked in your blood vessels, you know what it does? It damages it. And now your blood vessels, you gave it a double whammo. Kidneys? Sugar destroys kidneys. Ask a diabetic. People argue with me all the time. You can tell I love arguing. My wife is always going, time out. Like, don't argue. They're not listening. Linda, Larry, listen. But when they don't listen, my wife's going, time out, time out, time out. Stop it. They're not listening to you. Okay. I get it. Okay? But guys, we're talking about a major catastrophe in our society today is high blood pressure and heart disease and kidney disease. I always say this, ask a diabetic. They know. Because their blood vessels get damaged. High blood pressure, diabetes, they take the same route. They're on the same road. And people, Dr. Martin, I heard this a million times. Doctor, I'm not a diabetic. I said, well, you really are. You really are. You just didn't get the diagnosis yet. Because medicine has made something into diabetes. But you're a diabetic way before they tell you you're a diabetic. It's a road, man. And you've been on that road for a long time. And it really has to do with your diet. But they don't know anything about food. So they wait till they get an A1C or your blood sugar comes back, it's through the roof, and they go, oh, you're a diabetic, let's give you medication now. And here comes the metformin. And you better get on blood pressure because you're going to have trouble with high blood pressure. Let's fix that now. And then they give you a statin drug to lower your cholesterol. If you're a diabetic, almost every diabetic is on a cholesterol lowering medication because it's insanity. They don't change their diet. They just give them meds. So you have a double whammo. You got your kidneys. They're hanging on to sodium. Your blood pressure is going up. Then you have sugars, the wrong sugar and the wrong oil that creates even more inflammation. And inflammation will damage your blood vessels. The little, you got a Teflon layer on the inside of your blood vessels. And Teflon, it's supposed to be slippery. But if you have inflammation, it starts damaging the endothelial layer, the Teflon layer in your blood vessels. And now you're creating plaque too. It's not cholesterol. Okay? Kidneys, inflammation from high fructose corn syrup and from PUFAs. Canola, Canada's gift to the world, canola oil. It's because it's Canada oil. You know what it is? It's a seed oil. It's a cottonseed oil. And soy oil. And all these oils, they're man-made, guys. They're not in nature. When I go for an oil change in my vehicle, they ask me the question, Doc, what do you want in there? What kind of oil? Well, what do I know? It's my vehicle. It's my truck. I don't know. What do you think? Well, you know what the best oil is for this truck? No, tell me. Synthetic. It's more expensive. Fully synthetic. Oh, yeah? Like you're going to put canola oil in there? Really good for my truck, but not for my body. I teach them that, by the way, when I get my oil changed. I said, I hope you're not consuming any of this stuff. What? I wouldn't have this oil. They said, yeah, you have French fries? Yeah, well, you're eating fully synthetic. It's not cooked in butter. It's not cooked in lard. It's not cooked in ghee or G or whatever you call it. Right? Ghee. How do you pronounce that? Okay. So, let me finish because I've been talking too long. Okay? Kidneys? Inflammation? Kidneys give you inflammation too. Inflammation on its own because of the wrong sugar and the wrong oils. 3, glycation. Okay? What is glycation? It's damage. It's aging. Okay? AGE''S's. Advanced glycated end products. That's what it is. Okay? What gives that? What causes glycation? Sugar. What does glycation do? Well, it's the same thing that ages. Okay? Do I look like I did when I graduated? Do I have my picture? I have it somewhere. You don't look the same, and I don't look the same. Right? We know that. It's aging. Well, what's part of aging? Yeah, free radical and glycation. You glycate. Because sugar attaches itself to protein molecules like, for example, red blood cells. You can actually measure it. That's what, when you get your blood sugar done, your A1C, it's an average of your blood sugar over 3 or 4 months because they can measure it because your red blood cells get damaged by glycation. So does your blood vessels. Glycation destroys your blood vessels inside out. So does inflammation. Kidneys. See what happens? That is the root of blood pressure problems and heart disease. I try and make it, guys, so that you get it and understand it. Because again, medicine, God love them, okay? It's just that they're so specialized. They don't look at all of this holistically. It's amazing what happens when you cut out your sugars. Just cut it out. Do it for 30 days. And it's amazing how many thousands of patients over the years go, gee, my blood pressure is normal. I go to my doctor, they take it. And of course, they say, well, your blood pressure is normal because you're on medication. And then because I used to try and just say, look, have a conversation. I'm going to try 30 days, show you that my blood pressure, I'm going to come off the meds. I'm going to show you, my doctor, that I'm fine. It's under control now. I don't want to take meds the rest of my life. Okay? I changed lifestyle. Okay? Don't get into the weeds with them on food because they don't know anything about it. And tens of thousands of people have been able to come off their blood pressure. Look at all and patients, people that I don't know that read the reset, okay? The metabolic reset. It's in Sun Steak and Steel. And talk about blood pressure, changing their life. Could they fix their blood pressure problems? Okay, that was fun. I don't think I breathed for 30-something minutes. Okay, let me take a deep breath. Okay, relax. Okay, here we go. My blood pressure went up. No, it didn't. Well, maybe it did. I don't know. It was temporary. Okay, guys, we love you. Friday is what? Q&A again. We went right through Tuesday. Friday, Monday, Tuesday. We had to have 3 sessions on our questions. That's all right. That's all right. Even this teaching this morning came out of a question on potassium. Okay? That someone asked about potassium. And you don't need to eat bananas, by the way. Okay. Guys, we love you dearly. We'll talk to you soon.